All right, good morning to everyone. We'll just quickly have a look how many people are in, how many people are not in. Put the chat window off. Very good morning to all of you. All the all the guys who are the regulars are all in. So we're going to start in about a minute or so. Uh, it was good to see you guys on a very short notice. I mean, I thought while I was sitting home yesterday and one of those days where it's a little bit more relaxed. I thought I'm pretty sure everybody is perceivably into big trouble. I actually managed to visit a dentist, and then I realized how much trouble can people be in life when you get into the stock market. So I thought, let me do this webinar. 1 hour of my life should be able to help a lot of people, and hence this entire endeavor of trying to do this. So a very good morning. Let me just quickly have a look at how many people are coming in yesterday. Everybody was enthusiastic. So 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, I think, is uh, not early. That's what I feel. All right. A lot of my students, I can see lots and lots of my students. So it's good to see that my students are interested in hearing me and so on and so forth. All right. Uh, just a quick one. How many of you guys in this program are not formally trained? How many of you guys are not formally trained? Can you just raise your hands? Anybody who's not formally trained, you can say me, so that I know why am I doing this, so that I can figure out whether what level do I get to speak to, because there are a lot of people whom I see in this entire program being my students. Obviously, what I'm going to speak to them is not something they would already know what I'm talking, so it's very easy for me to communicate with them and explain to them. But for the rest of the guys who are not my students, uh, then I have to take a different posturing. I have to take a different conversations, so that you guys are able to understand. So there are only about 4 or 5 people who are not my students. Well, you guys are, right? Shubhendru, you have joined the automatic program, right? You haven't completed your education, but you are a part of the program, right? So Shubhendru, you technically qualify. I don't know. You qualify. I don't know whether you feel you are my student or not, but you technically qualify to be to be learning a program. So excellent. Anyway, so thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on this beautiful Sunday morning. I don't know how quick, because all I can see is most of the people who are in this program at this point of time. I can see at least about 60 or 70% of them who are my students, and most of them would know what I'm going to be talking about. For all the people who have been my students and who have been around for a longer period of time, I just want to quickly make you clear that this is a very very basic AMA. This is a conversation which I'm going to have with a lot of people who are in trouble or who perceive they are into trouble. And I'm not going to get very technical into it, because most of the people I'm assuming is for the audience where I'm not going to get technical. So this is how it's going to be. Yeah. So you have to see it from that perspective. Again, having said that, because I have told you so many times about my approach, you guys will also realize that there is a lot of learning here. There is a lot of learning how the mass market reacts and behaves. There's a lot of learning how people who are retailers think. There's a lot of learning how the general market perceives the market and reacts. And stock market is all about reactions and actions. Stock market is all about decisions. Stock market is all about not having choices and choices not to do something, choices to do something. Stock market is all about emotional reactions and strategies and tactics and a line of thinking which you develop over a period of time. So you will be able to clearly differentiate the difference between somebody who is the right word would be uh, skillful, and somebody who's not skillful, somebody who has developed an experience over a period of time by learning, and somebody who does not, somebody who understands how the stock market behaves, because stock market has a certain design, okay, and it behaves in a certain manner, and that behavior which happens over a certain manner has been going on for last 150 years in the Western world. Okay, a lot more than that actually. In Europe, it started 300 years back, but 150 on a concise level at 150 years. Uh, in Japan for more than 400 years. So human behaviors don't change, human actions don't change, human emotions don't change. A general design of human thinking never changes, and because it does not change, reactions are all the same, and because reactions are all the same, if you are able to study those reactions, if you are able to study how humans think, if you are able to study how humans behave, believe me, a lot of your life is going to be extremely easy. Yeah, there are certain positive traits which a human being has. There are certain negative traits that a human being has. There is a certain positive emotions that human being has. There are certain emotions which human beings don't have. Now, for you to develop, now here's what I want to just kind of clarify, and it's important for you to learn this. Is that learning negative behaviors and learning negative emotions comes to you far easier than constructively learning positive behaviors and learning positive habits and learning positive thought processes, which means left to your own devices, and humans are susceptible to having negative behaviors very easily because they pick it up very easily. But to create positive reinforced behaviors, thinkings and logics, only very few people are able to do. That is why only very few people end up becoming successful in life, and most of them remain where they are in their life. So this is now why is what I'm saying today so important on multiple levels. So if you actually we are going to record this session and we are going to play it back for you guys later so that you guys are able to do it. But there are two ways in what I said to you would impact your life. One is in the stock market, and two is in your own life. And I have always said this from the beginning towards the end because I have been a participant in the stock market and I make money that way. For me, it is so much more about learning for myself and then transmitting. I can't transmit something which I haven't learned myself. And I have observed that uh, you take time to develop thought processes and mindsets which are positive and are constructive. But it does not take any effort from you to absorb negative mindsets and thought processes and then replicate them. So, and that is the reason why 2% people always end up becoming successful, or 10% people, and the rest 90% people are striving. And the reactions which you are having in your life and stock market are very closely related. How you behave in your life is how you will behave in the stock market. So, if I always say this, so if you really want to see how successful you are in your life, open your account of what you are doing in the stock market, and there will be a clear correlation between the two, because your habits, your thought processes, your mindsets, your behaviors is a direct replication from your life into the stock market, and it never changes. So this conversation would be appreciated by somebody who has been in the market for 3 or 4 years or 5 years, and who has been there and who has gone through it. How many of you guys are able to relate to what I said to you right now in the last 5 or 10 minutes? Is any of you guys able to understand and relate to what I said to you in the last 5 or 10 minutes? Yeah, I just want to have a look so that I'm figuring out whether I'm talking to the right audience or am I talking the right thing to the right audience. Because I have also very quickly learned that if you talk the right thing to the wrong audience, then there is a chance that you might not be able to appreciate it, or otherwise, or you speak the wrong things to the right audience, then it does not work out. So I thought, let me just, so which basically means that stock market and your behavior in the stock market and your behavior in life is has a very strong correlation. Somebody, for somebody, when people fail in life on whatever levels for whatever behaviors that are, and that is the reason why when they come to the stock market, then there is an extremely high chance that they will never be successful in the stock market. But at the same time, when success come in the when successful people come in the stock market, then there's extremely high chance if they end up learning, then they will become successful. So success breeds success. So it's really got nothing to do with. So first, if you demonstrate to me how successful you are in life, I can guarantee and tell you how successful you will be behaving in the stock market and vice versa. It could also it would be easy for you to draw lines as to how these two things coincide. So if you really want to know where you are going to go ahead in your stock market, you need to find out how well you are doing in your life. Or if you are clueless about how well you are doing in your life, have a look at what you're doing in the stock market and it'll be very clear to you. And I can guarantee you that this is the way it works. Okay. And it's got nothing to do with stock market, but every other aspect of your life. So having said that, let me quickly begin. If This is a general AMA where I am going to try to help you guys and explain to you guys whatever. Before I start with my own Gyanbazi, as I call it, uh, anybody's got any questions, any doubts, anything particularly that they want to hear from me? If you have anything, what you can do is that you can type it and you can put it up on the screen. That is on the screen of the right hand side. And when we record it, we'll just give you that screen along with it so that you guys are able to read this thing. So if anybody's got anything specific that you want to ask me, here's your chance. Yeah, you would be able to get answers to whatever you're going to ask. Any particular questions? Okay, let me, while you guys type in your questions, I just want to ask you a question now, and it's got to be a very honest answer from that point of view. How many of you guys have been shaken at this point of time? Again, today nobody is judging you more than you are judging yourself. Yeah, nobody's interested, nobody knows anybody. Yeah. Uh, so I want to know one question. How many of you guys are shaken in the stock market, like visibly shaken, saying अरे क्या हो रहा है, मार्केट गिर गया, मार्केट टूट गया, मार्केट क्रैश हो गया, मार्केट की उपाट लग गई, मार्केट 2008 में चला गया, I don't know whatever. Shaken but got upset. Okay, so Yamani shaken but got upset. Not shaken but clueless. Not shaken but clueless. Okay. Okay. Anybody who's like completely relaxed in life, like me, always smiling in life. Doesn't matter. Yeah, but I am making demand and supply sense. Okay, I agree. Yeah. So Sanket Joji says, "I'm everything is fine." Not me, sir. It's cool. Yeah, I am relaxed. Yeah. So anybody who's like really cool about it. Okay, I don't want to compare with anyone. Yeah. So yeah, everybody talks about himself. How are you guys feeling about it? I mean, because if you are not ready, um, with acknowledging your own emotions to you, and if you suppress your own emotions, you won't be able to get a way out of it. The first way of solving any problem in your life is always to acknowledge what is happening with the problem. Now let me give you a little bit of gyan, which I always feel. I tell my children that the 90, about 90% of the time, very often we don't even know what is the real problem in our life. We think that our problem is a certain thing, but actually the problem is somewhere else. you know so problems are always a layer upon layer upon layer, and when you have a layer of a problem and then you mix it with emotions, and that gets a reaction, and that you create another layer of a problem which gets mixed with emotions. And very often we are trying to find a solution to the problem we think is a problem, but we don't even know what the problem is. So we think the problem is X, and we try to find a solution to it, and then we find a solution to it, that problem doesn't get solved, but actually the problem is somewhere else, because it could be Y or Z. Because usually it ends up becoming layers because of the mixed emotions that you have. So if you are able to correctly identify, even in medical terms they say it, that 60% of a medical solution is diagnosing the right problem. That is why doctors spend nowadays a lot of time trying to diagnose the problem, not giving medicines. Giving medicines is later, first diagnosing the problem. So you want to sit down and diagnose what is the problem with you, whether you guys are able to understand what is the emotion which is going on. How many of you guys are confused, like completely कुछ पता ही नहीं है क्या हो रहा है यार? वैसे भी जिंदगी में पता नहीं होता क्या हो रहा है, स्टॉक मार्केट में तो और ओके ओके हो रहा है, और अभी तो और ज्यादा ही हो रहा है. How many of you guys are confused? If you are confused, it's okay. The moment you say that you are confused is fine. But if you are confused about being confused in life, then that's where the problem arises. So don't be confused about being confused. Be clear about it. Right? How many of you guys are confused? Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to come back in a minute's time. Yeah. रुकावट के लिए खेद है. This is the way it used to be when we were kids, when things used to happen when we had a channel called Doordarshan. So रुकावट के लिए खेद है. So if you're confused, say you're confused. How many of you guys are clear what's going on? Just let me take a this thing. How many of you guys are clear what's going on? How many of you guys know what's really happening? How many of you are clear? Just raise your hands very quickly. Yeah. No panic, clear. Yeah. Expectedly, all of them are my students. Okay. Sitting on hands. Okay, excellent. Everything is normal and clear. How many of you guys feel that? Okay. How many of you guys are feeling that this is normal? Yesterday, my dentist asked me, "Oh, what's happening?" I said, "It's all normal." How do you say it's normal? I said, "I can show you some 5 times it has happened in the last 5 years. It's normal. That's normal behavior of the stock market. So these things happen. उसमें क्या बड़ा बात है? Yeah. All right. Clear and normal. Okay. ठीक है. Anybody's got any questions that has typed and I was not able to read? Can you just repeat any questions that you have? Anybody's got any questions? Anybody's got any questions that you want to answer? Bharat, will you be able to? Not panicking, but don't know what's happening to the stock market. Okay. What about IOC? Who's Shushan? Shushan, can you just type your full name first to me? Shushan. Then I'll tell you what is happening in IOC. What I get to see on the screen is Shushant. Okay. All right. So let me quickly. So I think the general understanding of what people want to know is what's really happening in the stock market. So here's what we're going to do. So first of all the people. So where I am coming from is now I'm going into the territory of somebody who's been seasoned, somebody who has been putting his money to the market, somebody who understands what's going on. Okay. Uh, People who are completely novices may understand it, may not understand it. Okay. But in any case, this is the way how professionals behave in the market and how they think. And my first statement to you is, what is happening in the market? And my simple answer is nothing is happening in the market. It's all normal. It's just normal. Now, immediately your second reaction to it is all the people who don't know will say, how can you say it's normal where the market is crashing, market is burning, and the entire media is going crazy about it? And my answer to you is that, do you really believe what media says? Do you think media is an expert? What is the job of the media? The job of the media is to get eyeballs. The job of the media is to create sensationalism, because if you don't create sensationalism, then you will not get eyeballs. Then if you don't get eyeballs, you will not get advertisements. And if you don't get advertisements, media as a business will not flourish. So the simplest answer to this whole thing is that first thing first, what every professional learns over a period of time when he gets into the stock market is that you should never watch TV or media. Focus on learning what the stock market is telling you rather than focusing on what everybody is talking about the stock market. Focus on what the stock market is telling you vis-a-vis focusing on what everybody is talking about the stock market. Focus on what happens rather than what is the opinion of other people. If you are going to be finding a derivative of your thought process by the opinion of somebody else in your life, then you are going to be third grade derivative of somebody else who's confused in life. Do you guys understand this? Do you guys understand? Do you want me to repeat it? If you are going to focus on opinion of somebody else who's confused in life, then you are basically the grade. I did not say rate, third grade. So there are derivatives grade one, grade two, grade three. Third grade derivative of somebody who's confused in life. Okay, so don't do that. Second, now let us very quickly come to, has these kind of incidents happened in the stock market earlier? The answer is it's happened all the time. It has happened for last 150 years. It will happen for the next 150 years. It has happened multiple number of times in the stock market uh, in the in the last 5 years. Okay, and I'm going to give you a proof of it. So first of all, let me quickly explain to you what has happened as far as the news is concerned and how does the news trigger out. And this is the chart of Nifty. This is the chart of Nifty. This is the chart of Nifty for last since 2001. So this is 2001 right now, and we were all the way till here till 2007, and then it has gone up and it has gone down and it has gone up and it has gone down. Yeah, and somewhere over here, there has been some news events, and because of these news events of Yes Bank and all that, market kind of chopped down, and it started getting into a downtrend. And further, there are news which happened, and it came down. In fact, all the people who have joined automatic, I had kind of said that this is where in 15 days that the market will come. How many of you guys are from automatic here? And how many of you guys read that note? How many of you guys read that note? And did you realize that it actually stopped where I said it is going to be stopping? Now, I'm not saying that I'm able to predict the market. That is a wrong statement which I would make. But you can anticipate the market. And if it stopped at the right place where I told it to, it is just fluke. There is no expertise of mine. So when people will say that, oh, I'm so impressed that you said it is going to stop at this point and it stopped here. No, sorry, boss. One, it is fluke. Two, I cannot predict the market. However, I can give you a general brand where it can stop from the logic and from the experience that I had. Yeah. So 80% out of 100%, I can tell you that this is what will happen and it will happen at that point of time. Yeah. If it doesn't happen, I don't care because I have already factored into my strategy about how I'm going to play into the market. Right. So, no, I don't have a crystal ball. Yeah, but I can tell you what can happen 80% of the time. I can tell you which is the highest probability that it can happen. I can tell you what can you can anticipate. Yeah, from one listening to the market. So I am not predicting where the market is going, but I'm very, very thoughtfully listening and observing the market. And because I have been trained into it, and because I have spent a lot of time on these charts, and because I have learned, taken the pains to learn it and I observe it, I can tell you that these are the highest possibilities that it can happen. And more so ever than otherwise, it will happen that way. Okay, that does not mean I can predict the market. It is the only people who can predict the markets are the people who come on TV and make big, big claims. I don't do that, right? Yeah, but it did stop at the exact place where I told it would stop. I was also a little surprised. So here's what it is. This is the way market is now. Let me show it to you how many times it has happened before in the last 5 years since 2013. Okay, since 2013, these drops. So let's look at this drop. So let's say this was a retracement, and then probably the drop is from here 11,500 to 10,300. Okay, so this is the amount of drop there is. Okay, more or less because of the news here. The news broke out here about IOCs and all that. Where petrol prices increase, and because petrol prices increase, the dollar has become stronger. Dollar has become stronger. Petrol prices increase. Some other news which is happening, and then the market dropped. Now this was generally the market drop happening, right? This was generally. Now let's have a look at how many times it has happened. It has happened here, see, in one way or the other. It has happened here. It has happened here. Yeah, it has happened here. It has happened here. Correct. I am just showing in last 5 years. It has happened here. This was a 20% drop in a day's time. This was a 20% drop in a day's time. It has happened here. Yeah. So it has happened many times. Now, is that normal? Yeah, it's very, very normal. It's happened here. See, if you take it from here to here, it's a clear cut drop. Okay, maybe not such a big drop, but it's clear cut drop. It has happened here. See, it dropped from here all the way, and then it kind of stopped here, and then further it went down. So actually, if you look at this scenario over here, okay, and while you see this as green, it is really not green. It started from here, which is at 11,100, and this is where the drop was and 10,200. So this is the amount of drop which has happened. So these things happen in the market. Okay, like the way in life, yeah, ILFS and all that. So there are different things which I again, these things happen at different levels. Has this kind of scenario happened with Yes Bank earlier? It has happened with Yes Bank also. I'll show it to you on the chart. Why would you not remember it? Because it is not your business. Why would I remember it? Because it is my business to remember. Okay. So I will show you that it has happened in Yes Bank also earlier. In fact, I will also show you that Yes Bank has been a rig stock, and it has been a rig stock. And I actually made that comment to someone saying that Yes Bank is getting into a big trouble because it is rigging the stock now. Now it cannot be proved, but if somebody uh, or I would not want to get into that controversy. But if somebody who knows how to read the charts will understand. So all my students, where you can open the chart of Yes Bank and have a look at the chart of Yes Bank while I speak, and you guys will understand that it has been getting into the right territory. So these things happen. Okay, this thing happens when you want to list IPO or post placements and PPOs and things like that. So these things happen. So these things have happened. Now, first of all, having said that, these things are normal. Market has been going up. So if the market has been going up, there is obviously a natural reaction that market will turn around and come down. In our technical parlance, we call this as an impulse. This is a retracement. Every impulse has a retracement. Let's have a look. Impulse, retracement, impulse, retracement, impulse, retracement, impulse, retracement. The bigger the impulse, the bigger the 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 retracement. The bigger the impulse was starting from here. This is the retracement. Where is the problem? I don't see it. But unfortunately, if I was on TV, I can't say what I said to you today. Because if I say something as ridiculous as what I said to you today, most of the people are not going to listen to me again. It's very simple, right? So that's it. So I have two choices: either don't get on TV or say the truth which I want to say, and I prefer the second one. Okay, so you guys are so far. Everybody is everybody on the same page with me and is able to follow what I said. I'm trying to make it as simple English as possible. Is any of these things making any sense to you guys? Okay. So while having said that, let's quickly move ahead now. All right. So second part of it is now there were a couple of news. There are three, four news which came into the news came into cluster. There was a overdraw of news at the same point. So because there was an overdraw of news at the same time, market cap down. People react violently, right? There are two things in life where people react violently. One, where there is money concerned, and second, where they are in love with somebody else. And unfortunately, in the stock market, most of the people have both these things together in the stock market. So I let me repeat it for you guys if you haven't heard me right. People react very violently into situations in life generally. One, when they are in love. Two, when there is money involved. And in the stock market, both these things are present. Do you know how? Do you know how? Okay, let me tell you. Because 90% of the people who are in the stock market and who buy the stocks are in love with the stocks. So people don't buy because it makes logical sense. People buy because they are in love with something. And because they are in love with something, they buy. When you have a situation where you are in love with your stocks, okay, that is the time when I say that please get out of the stock. Everybody gets very offended. How can you say that? I should actually sell off my stocks at loss. Yes, please do that. It's a business. You are not in love here. You should not be in love with your stocks. You should be in love with your wife or your girlfriend or I don't know whoever you want to fall in love with. You should not be in love with the stocks, right? And if you're going to combine making losses where you thought it was supposed to make profits and then you're in love with it, then you're going to have a disaster, right? So that's what it is. So people have those reactions and it has come down. Now, having said that, has it come down? What is the next possible scenarios? Now, what I would think is there are two things which can happen. There would be some allied news which would come out in the market, and because there would be some allied news which would come out in the market, the markets could further become choppy, and either they could come down or they could go sideways. Yeah. So when people say that now is there going to be a reversal? Now there is going to be no reversal. There will be a bounce back. There is a difference between a reversal and a bounce back. Reversal means you reverse your positions. Okay, when I say मैं गाड़ी को reverse ले रहा हूँ, मैं पीछे जा रहा हूँ. Okay, and I'm going to keep on going behind. Okay, that is called reversals. Okay, it's not bounce back is different. It just comes down. There was an impulse, there was a correction, and then it is getting into an impulse mode. That is what is called as a reversal. Getting into an impulse mode is called as a reversal. Just dropping down because people are what we call as unwinding their shorts. There is going to be a little bit of bounce back. Why? People will unwind their shorts. They have people. A lot of people would have got into the shorting mode. They would have either made money or not made money or lost money or not lost money or confused or angry and upset, and all those emotions are coming in. Just because the market crashed doesn't mean you can short the market. I want to see this statement one more time and very very loudly. A lot of you guys will be able to understand what I'm saying. Some of you guys won't be able to, and I'm talking to my students. Just because the market is going down does not mean you can short the market. And the reason why you can't short the market is because when the markets are going down, yeah, and if you short the market, there is a very high chance that some of the stocks are going to gap down. And while you short the market when the market gaps down and if it bounces back, you are only going to lose money in the stock market. Let me say this again to you. Just because the market has started coming down does not mean that you can short the market. Why? Because if the news has come out today night, tomorrow morning, the market can straight gap down by 20%. Where are you going to apply your shorts? And if you apply your shorts, and day after tomorrow, if people are into the mode of what is called a short covering, market is only going to shoot up, in which case you are going to kill yourself and lose more money in the stock market than you started off with. So this is what I want to say. So whenever, and that is the exact reason why. So when people say, "Yeah, you must have made so much money by shorting when the market gap down," but is there a chance of shorting the market? Market going down and you making money out of it are two different things. Market going up and you making money out of it are again two different things. The only people who can correlate them are the people who have never put in the money in the stock market and don't know how it works. So these are two very very different things. So just keep this, and if any of you guys want to make a note out of it, please make a note out of it. Yeah. So so what has happened? Market has gapped down. So this was what is called we call technically called as a gap. So it went down and it gapped down and it went down and it gapped down and it went down. And there could be a chance that on Monday it could gap down and go down, or there could be a chance that it would like open up here at 10,300 or 400, slightly go up. Any of these things are possible. Why do I not able to predict it? One, because I can't predict. Two, nobody can predict. Three, anything is possible in the stock market. Now, having said that, what is the likeliest hood which I see in the future? What is happening in the stock market? So, if anybody really wants to zero down and listen to me, what I think about the market and what will happen, time starts now. So here's what I'm going to say. The highest possibility what will happen in this market from now onwards is that the markets will be choppy for the next 4 5 days and just go sideways. Okay, the highest possibility what will happen in the market for the next 4 5 days is where the markets is going to be choppy and is going to be sideways. And what is the band that it is going to be moving? It is going to be in the band between this 10,749 and 10,100. Yeah, so this is the band. This is the upper band. This is the lower band. Now, why is it so? It is not in the purview of what I'm talking about. There are technical reasons. There are a lot of my students would be able to make this out very easily because I've taught them. But for rest of you guys, I don't think you would be even interested in knowing because there are technical reasons for it. So the highest probability, let me put it in percentile terms. Okay, 60 to 70% of the chances that the market will move is going to be sideways. So it is going to move 60 to 70% between this band, which means what would realistically happen is a scenario like this, or scenario like this. If I had to kind of, zero it down and explain this a little bit more to you, where did it go? Yeah, it's going to be something like this. Yeah, next 4 or 5 days, this is going to be something like this, similar to this. So it could go up and it could gap up and it could gap down and it could get up or it could gap down, or there would be some other news coming in and it would gap down, but this is the band in which it will travel. This is 60% of the probability. Okay. Another 20% of the probability is that it will touch, come into this band and move back, or it will go up into this band and move down. So 60% probability that it will move between these two bands. Okay. Again, these are my views and opinions. This is not a recommendation. Like they say that we are not advising you. If you want to take advice, go to your registered SEBI registered analyst who will guide you by taking money from you. I'm not taking any money from you guys. So 20% of the chance that it will come in this direction, it will stick around here for some time and then probably move up, or it will go up. That is only 20% of the chance. But that chances of it coming here in that 20% is higher. Chances of it going up here in that 20% is extremely low. So in that 20% bracket, okay, there are 80% chances that it will come here and only 20% chances that it will go up. Let me explain this to you, which means for all practical and probable purposes, it will just keep on moving here sideways into a cluster like this. 20% chances if it does move out of this band, it will come here, and if it does come here, it will further go and become something like this. Okay, and it will go sideways for some time, and this is a 80% chance that this will happen, which means realistically this is possible. 20% chance that this will happen, and last, so this is 60 plus to 80. There is last 10 or 5% chance that it will move into this zone, the zone of the 9,700 to about 10,000. So is there a chance? Yeah, there is a 10% chance or lesser that it will move into this zone. And this, I'm talking about next 15 to 20 days of working time. It will move into this above this zone. Above this zone is very difficult, but it can come into this zone, which is 10% or 15% of the chance. 5% chance that it can even go below this. Okay, but I don't see it likely happening. Going below this, I don't see it likely happening. The chances is very minuscule of about 5%. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. However, the chances are very low. So for all practical purposes, if you guys want to strategize for yourself, these are the hot points where you want to be. So for all practical purposes, this is the hot point, out of which 60% is this and 20% is this. Okay. Now, having said that, uh, do you get opportunities in the stock market when this happens? Absolutely yes. Okay, there are going to be a lot of stocks where you can get into a buy mode. Okay, once this whole drama, this whole emotional overreactions, this whole emotional jugglery stops, once all that stops and it stabilizes a bit and you get a little bit of visibility, that is the time you guys can enter into the market. So all the people who are from TC, all the people who are from IMP, all the people who are from auto, all the people who are from automatic, all I can say is that keep your funds ready. As and when you guys know the drill, the older senior BA students know the drill. As and when we get opportunities, we will clue you on so that you guys can absolutely make the big amount of money. But till the rest of the time, learn the habit of sitting on your hands. Sitting on your hands basically means doing nothing. Okay. So this is what my reading of this market is. Now, in this whole scenario, further up, if there is another news which is coming, and news can come in at any given point of time. So there are two parts of news again. Understand now. I'm going deeper into the rabbit hole. There are two parts of the news. News is one is that a bad news coming. Two is how badly you perceive the bad news. Let me say it again to you. When there is a bad news coming, and especially वो बोलते हैं ना जब भगवान देता है तो छप्पड़ फाड़ के देता है तो full on देता है, वहां पे वो कंजूसी नहीं करता है. So when that happens, when one is bad news coming out, two is the actual perception how badly you perceive the bad news to you. And if you actually see it from point of view, then you will realize that 80% of what we react to is perceptions and not what actually happens. If any of you guys attended my master class on Thursday, you would know this, that 80% is the bad news, sorry, the perception of the bad news, and we are basically reacting to the perceptions rather than what actually happens in the market. So it all depends on that. So next 3, 4 days, 5 days, will some bad news come? Extremely high chances. Yeah. How do you perceive it? What it is? But this is what I have to say about the stock market at this point of time. Now, were you guys able to understand and absorb this? Were you guys able to understand and absorb this? Anybody's got any questions or doubts, or anybody wants to have a counter to me, or want to ask me, or want to, I don't know, whatever the mood of anybody is on Sunday morning. Anybody has anything you want to ask me, or any doubts, or any questions? Okay. Is this information good enough for you to have a peace of mind for the next 5 to 15 days? Is this kind of information good enough to give you a peace of mind for the next 5 to 15 days? Okay. All right. Uh, yeah. So now let me go into the next territory. Now, that being said, and having said that, anybody's got any stocks which he wants answers to? Anybody's got any stocks which he wants answers to? You can ask me those stocks, and I'll very quickly give you the answers to those stocks so that we can, uh, you know, you know, go back to our lives and enjoy uh, this thing. Hang on. Just hang on for a minute now. Just hang on for a minute, because if you keep on typing it, it goes up and then I'm not able to see it. So, Bharat, one by one, we'll just take this. Yeah. So, first one that somebody wants is Maruti. So, let me have a look at Maruti. Hang on. Slowly. There is an old man in the house. Old men take time. Yeah. So, this is the stock of Maruti. Maruti has like absolutely gone down. Yeah. What is possibly possible. Yeah, Maruti seems to be into some sort of problem at this point of time. I don't know what is the problem with Maruti, but it seems to be having some sort of problems at this point of time. Now, having said that, what do you do about Maruti? At this point of time, you do nothing. In fact, it has a point where it could reverse. So Maruti is actually at a point where it could reverse. So as of right now, as of right now, I don't see that you can do much in Maruti, because it is actually at a point where it can reverse itself. Okay, the extremely high chances. All I can say is that just keep on holding it. Okay. Second is about LNT. So let's have a look at LNT, Larsen and Toubro. Okay. Uh, I would suggest to you, if you guys are into Larsen and Toubro, you can still hold on. It should not be too much of a problem. But this is a stock which will continue to move sideways for a longer period of time. So if you have put your money into the stock in Larsen and Toubro, it's not going to make money for you. And because it is not going to make money for you, it's just going to continue to go sideways for a certain period of time. So the choice is really yours. Okay. Shushan, whoever you are, um, I'm only going to answer only two of your questions. Okay. So I'm going to answer IOC and IDFC. I'm not going to answer the whole hog because there are too many people asking. IOC. So let's have a look at IOC. And okay, IOC is something. I mean, what can you do about it right now? It is at again, it is at a level where it becomes attractive. So if it is at a level where here's how it is. It was always a downtrending stock. It is not a stock which you should have bought. But now that you have bought that stock and it has gone down, it is at a level where it can only go sideways and it can go up. So depending on how you see it, if you are a person who does not like to sell and take a loss, then you should sit tight on it. But if you are a person who can be merciless and get out of it and put your money somewhere else, then you should get out. That's all I can say. So IOC, Ignite, IOC and IDFC. So let me have a look at IDFC now. IDFC. Will you say IDFC or IDFC Bank? I don't know. I'm just looking at both of them. IDFC Bank, you have to get out, boss. Sorry, IDFC you have to get out. IDFC Bank also you have to get out. Really, both of them are hopeless stocks. I don't know the reason why you're there in the first place. Morphine. Morphine Laboratories. Yeah, Morphine Laboratories is a rig stock. Yeah, to be very honest with you, it's a stock which has been played stock. If you want to be a part of a played stock, go ahead. If you like that kind of thing, go ahead. But if I was you, I would never even touch this stock with a passport. It is a stock which has been a played stock. The stock which people have been playing you. very clearly. So Morphine is something which I would not be in the first place, but if you want to hold it, it's okay. Pidilite is a hold boss. Bank of India. Let's have a look at Bank of India. Again, I don't know the reason why you're holding Bank of India, myself, because it is not making any sense. It's a extremely downtrending stock. Yeah, it's an extremely downtrending stock. There is no reason why you should be holding the stock in the first place. Having said that, it is at a level where it could turn around. And but so now here's the problem with Bank of India. With Bank of India, it is at a point where it can turn around and go up, or it could go into a free fall. And if it goes into a free fall, then only God can help you. Then if it goes into a free fall, then the next possible place where it can go to is 40. So the way you need to way I would explain Bank of India to you is that either it can turn around from 76 and continue till about 110 for the next 6 months and just go sideways and bore you to death, or it will get into a free fall and come to the level of about 40. So it's either here or it's here. Now the choice is yours. Chances of it turning around and recovering and going back very difficult. Yeah. Um, Nitin Jolly wrote something to me. Let me just read it out. Let me see what I'm able to read it. Nitin Jolly says safest stock at this price where a downfall is low and a lot of gain. That's a statement, question, or a doubt. I don't know what Nitin Jolly says. I don't see what you're asking. SBI Life, Keshav Tiwari, should I hold or exit? Keshav Tiwari, you've been following me and following me and following me, but I don't see you get anything out of me. The status quo has not changed in life. Continue, continue. This is your story was. This is SBI Life for you. Keshav Tiwari says, कहाँ पे है? You bought it at 650. Yeah, 650 is here. You're in a hopeless situation, boss. I would not hold this one. Yeah. Holding Apollo tires at average price of 260. Apollo tires. Let me have a look. Just hang on for a minute. 260. So you'll have to hold, boss. There are high chances that there would be a reversal because it is at a demand zone, and it could move ahead from because there would be a lot of demand coming in. So all I can say to you as far as Siddharth Ramesh is that Apollo tires. I know you're in a loss, but you have to hold on. Yeah. Bajaj Finance is a hold, Mr. Ramesh Baparji. Hold it, hold it. Tata Steel. Who's is waiting for the name? Unless and until you reveal your name to me, I'm not going to answer your questions. So I'm getting what I'm getting on the screen is waiting for a name at 2:30. Tata Steel and BAC SBI. I will not answer people whose name I don't see. Tata Opolo Tires. Rashmi, I've given you an answer. What about Eicher Motors? Paritosh Panchal has said Eicher Motors. CH. आयशर मोटर्स लेट्स मी हैव आयशर मोटर्स गया नीचे आयशर मोटर्स अभी क्या अभी पकड़ के रखने का अभी it is at a level where it could only turn around. See guys, understand there are two parts of it. One is that your stocks are crashing. Two is the market has gone into a reversal. So if the market has gone into a reversal, let that reversal get has it gone into a correction. तो correction को खत्म होने दो ना. अभी पैनिक करके कोई फायदा नहीं है. अभी जो हो गया अभी वो नीचे गिर गया अभी क्या कर सकता है. आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. पकड़ के रखने का. Because I'm pretty sure you guys have bought it with the intention of holding it for a longer period of time. So when you have a thing which is for a longer period of time, why see it from a shorter period of time? So, so किसने पूछा था मुझे? Who had asked me for 1 second? Yeah, Paritosh had asked me about Eicher Motors. Paritosh, just hold on the stock. not a big problem. Yeah. IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank is again hold here. Just keep on holding it for some time. It has dropped to as much as it should be dropping to. But that's a reaction. These things happen. You just need to hold it. Yeah. So IndusInd Bank, Kshitij is a hold. Morpine lag, I have given you the answer. Bajaj Finance, Titan, Kshitij, Titan is a hold here. Eicher Motors, I give you an answer to Eicher Motors. Rohit Kaveri is Britannia. Britannia is also a hold, my friend. Britannia is also a hold, my friend. Just hold Britannia. What is the problem with Britannia? क्या मस्त तो है यार. थोड़ा दिन में कल से थोड़ा ज्यादा पाव खा लो यार उनका ज्यादा बिस्किट खा लो प्राइस बढ़ जाएगा. Okay, no worries about Britannia. Yeah. Abhilash Bansikar. Sir, what's your views on HPCL and ONGC? I'm not here to give you views, boss. If you have put your money in, you're losing money, ask me a question. Otherwise, don't ask me for you. I'm not in the mood of giving you your views. Yeah, views don't matter. Yeah. There are other people who have put their money and I'm helping them to not lose their money. So if you have something substantial you want to ask me, please go ahead and ask me. Asking for views doesn't help. Then I have to give you views on all 6,000 stocks of mine. इतना मेरे पास time नहीं है ना आपके पास time है. Hindustan Petroleum. Hindustan Petroleum Corporation. There's Hindustan Petroleum. It's a drop, boss. I don't know why you would hold Hindustan Petroleum. It's a downtrending stock. Why would you hold Hindustan Petroleum? If I were you, I would exit or I would at least wait for a reaction. Yeah, but it's at a level where it could move sideways for some time. So what is really going to happen in Hindustan Petroleum is that it's just going to keep on moving for in sideways for a certain amount of time. And then you might as well take that money, put it into a fixed deposit and make money rather than just leaving it to rot in Hindustan Petroleum. That's the way I see it. Vimta Labs. सो ग्रू फाइनेंस एंड इन्फोसिस. शुभेंद्र वो तो आपको पता है ना. शुभेंद्र आपने मुझे पूछा भी था उसको आंसर भी मैंने बताया. वही वही चीज आप मुझे पूछ रहे हो which makes me believe that either you don't take what I given you seriously, in which case I will not give you the answer again. ये इसका इसका जवाब मैंने आपको पहले दे चुका हूँ. I remember it, you might not. If you ask me one question twice, you are signing off to me that you are not taking me seriously, and if you don't take me seriously, then I will never give you an answer again. You have to learn this very quickly. Not for you, but for everybody. Siddesh Kalpate, Vimta Labs. Vimta Labs. Vimta Labs. Let's have a look. Vimta Labs. Seems to be at a decent place at this point of time. आगे क्या होगा मुझे पता नहीं, but it seems to be at a decent place at this point of time. Yeah. Seems to be okay at this point of time. Vimta Labs seems to be okay. Yeah. But what you can do is let me give you a stop loss so that you don't get overawed by it. The stop loss would be somewhere at about 220. So if it goes below 220, exit. So Vimta Labs for you is 220 and a stop loss position. Yeah, blue chip. Waiting for a name, I'm not going to give you an answer. Anshul Jain, ITC. ITC is just going to keep on going sideways. So it's not going to make any further losses for you. So the safe zone for ITC is in the band between 260 and 240. 240, 50 and 260. So this is the band in which it is going to go and it just keep on going sideways. So the way you're going to lose money is that you'll lose money by it going sideways and not making money for you. But ITC has a habit where it'll jump off and then it'll go into this uptrend. So when that uptrend happens, you don't know. So the way you make money in ITC is that you hold it for a long period of time and then let it make money first. So I'll just explain to you. Again, it goes sideways, 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 sideways. If all of you guys are students of Super Trader, then you know this is basically stock personality. So this is stock personality, and then it'll start going up. So when that will happen, you don't know. So I would suggest don't worry about it. Okay. Uh, Infosys. Somebody just asked me Infosys earlier. You are asking for the first time, so I'm answering it. Infosys, hold on, boss. Kesar Petrol. Jatin Jani says Kesar Petrol. Let's have a look at it. उड़ गया क्या कंपनी? देखने दो. केसर पेट्रोल. So Jatin Jani, you have invested in Kesar Petrol. How cool is that? Like art or what? Modern art. Yes. How beautiful it is. Sir, it is a rig stock. So unless and until you like that, if you like that sort of thing, if you like where stocks are random and they make money for you or not make money for you without any confirmation, then go ahead with the stock. But believe me, it's a stock where more people will lose more money than less people making less money. Okay, so Vama, let's have a look at Vama. Let's figure out. Very often I also say this to my students that if you want to find out your personality, look at the stocks which you're holding, and you will come to know your own personality. There you go. I'm not surprised. So this is Vama. So uh, Jatin Jani asked me two questions. The first one was the earlier one. This is the second one. Exactly the same scenario. Both of these stocks are played and rig stocks. If you continue with them, you lose money. Prashant Patil says M&M. So let's have a look at Mahindra and Mahindra. Mahindra, you'll have to hold, boss. Abhi to aise market is dropping. So if the market is dropping, it's not a problem. Mahindra, I honestly speaking, it does not bother me at all at this point of time. I mean, if tomorrow there is another news which comes in, it's a problem. But otherwise, I don't bother, get bothered about it at all. So Prashant Patil, just hold on for it here. Sir, macroeconomics factor like crude prices, rupee depreciation as instrumental for market to go down. Do you see any positive changes in the factors? Please guide us about it. Sagar Naik's question is, sir, macroeconomic factors like crude prices, rupee depreciation has been instrumental for markets to go down. सागर सर, आप इकोनॉमिस्ट हो क्या? या आपको इसका सबका कोरिलेशन पता है? Do you see positive changes in these factors? You want me to tell you what will be the positive change in crude prices and what will be the positive change in dollars? How would that help you to make money? Suppose I'm not an economist. Every professional, hear me out, and I'm going to say this very carefully. Every stock professional who has been a professional in the market for last 150 years knows this very carefully. That economists only give their views, they never make money. They are in the business of talking about economy, they never make money. The people who make money are somebody else. If you ask an economist, they will always give you a justification of what happened in the stock, what happened in the market. That is all they will do. Do they make money out of it? I have never met anybody like that, and it is a general secret which everybody of us talk about, saying the economists only talk and talk and talk, and they never make money. They know everything, but they never make money out of it. Okay, so my answer is neither are you an economist. I am definitely not an economist, and I don't care, and I don't even want to become one. Yeah, and even if I was, I could guaranteedly tell you that I would not be able to give you any answers on this. And if you really want to understand the philosophy behind this, I'll tell you. There is a book written by a person called Nasser Nicholas Taleb. I don't know how many of you have read it, but you must read it if you like to discuss things like this. There are four books written by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. First of all is Fooled by Randomness. Second one is called as The Black Swan. Third is called as Anti-Fragile, and the fourth one is called Skin in the Game. Yeah. Collectively, they will not cost you more than 2,000 rupees. But that's not the problem. The problem is that after you buy those books, try reading those books. And forget about trying to read those books. Try to get more than 50 pages of the books and try to understand what's going on. And if you do kind of understand, you will understand what you have asked me. But to make things easier for you and more lucid for you, let me say that one, your question from the point of view making money is irrelevant because macroeconomics don't affect the stock market per se directly. Indirectly, they do. They are an influencer. There is no correlation. Uh, like the way TV wants you to believe it. Okay. And even if I there, I cannot predict anything about the macroeconomics because economics is an extremely vast subject and there got too many players into it. So I cannot say it. Yeah, but I can tell you what will happen in the market, and I have told you that. Right, sir? Some things get taught in a difficult manner. So the next question is from CDSI and Asian Paint. So let's have a look at CDSI and Asian Paint. So these kind of questions, okay, what will happen on a microeconomic level? Tell me those GANs you should hear on TV. I'm not for that. I will tell you how to not lose money. I will tell you how to make money. I will come directly to the point without giving you too much GAN. So those are not the questions I will answer. But I will tell you what you can do in the market to make money. I will tell you what you should not do in the market to make money. I can tell you which stocks to buy. I can tell you what price points to buy those stocks with extreme amount of logic, which means I can sit down and explain to you every action that I perform in the stock market. I can explain to you what happens in the market with which stock, what is the possibilities, what are the probabilities that I can give you, and I can make money for you over a period of time. Not immediately, but over a period of time by using your intelligence. So now let's go to CDSI. Let's have a look at CDSI. I don't know what is CDSI, but it is not open. SL होगा शायद CDSL. क्यों कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो बंदे को? CDSL सर ये है स्टॉक, क्या करना है? 250 रुपए में खुला था, 500 रुपए तक गया, उसके बाद में 200 टू द स्टॉक. क्यों है स्टॉक में? पवन सर निकलो निकलो. एशियन पेंट्स. एशियन पेंट्स. लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट एशियन पेंट्स. क्या प्रॉब्लम है एशियन पेंट्स का? मस्त तो है. घर पेंट करते हो कि नहीं? वैसे भी अभी दिवाली आने वाली है, सब लोग पेंट करेंगे तो बात ऊपर जाएगा. होल्ड एशियन पेंट्स. पुट सम मोर मनी इनटू एशियन पेंट्स. या व्हाट अबाउट इन्फोसिस बता चुका हूं मैं ऑलरेडी. ग्रू फाइनेंस बता चुका हूं सर. सुरेंद्र सर ये बताया ना मैंने आपको. कैमलिन. जय श्री चंदनानी. जय श्री जय श्री जय श्री. आई विल आंसर ओनली वन ऑफ योर. जय श्री. This is your stock, Jay Shri. If I were you, I would exit. Sagar Jatakia is Aztec Life Sciences. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. Aztec, AST. Aztec. मिल ही नहीं रहा है सर. ASTEC. Okay, चलो. Let's have a look. This is Aztec. This talk of Aztec. Okay. Aztec पकड़ के रहो सर, लेकिन कुछ बनेगा नहीं है. But 2016 से 2018 तक लास्ट 2 साल में it has just gone sideways. So very high chances that it will keep on going sideways because it has not dropped also. It has gone sideways for a period of time. Yeah. So if you ask me what should you do, well, what you can do is just keep on holding it. It's not going to make too much money for you because it will just keep on going sideways. And it won't give you anything in return. But yeah, if that is your style, you can go ahead and do that. It's not a problem. It will not. Hopefully, you should not lose a lot of money. But if it does go below the level of 460, then you might want to exit. So is that okay? Sagar Jatakia, if it goes below 260, is the time you want to get into an alarm mode and you have to sorry 460. Yeah, if it goes below that, then that is the time you have to alarm exit and it is not going to help you. But apart from that, um, things are okay. Now let's quickly move. Let me see how much time we have. Let me just see because I can't go on and on and on. So I'm going to take this for another 5 minutes and then we are dropping it because it's 12:10. So whoever has got anything, you can ask me and then I can answer it. Devendra Bhutal. So it's Devendra Bhutal who's been asking these questions. You know. All right. So sir, once I attended your seminar at Shirkhan at Lower Parel, but then within 1 year I left my job doing full-time trading since last 1 year and earning really well. Thank you very much for your views on LNT. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Pratik ji. I love people who come and tell me that they quit their job and are making money. Thank you, sir. All right. So सुशांत का आपने मैंने आपने इतना सब बताया ना सर इन द या ओके डाबर नील गोदा सर नील सर आपको क्या बताने का सर, आपको तो आता है नील गोदाम बेच डाबर है एशियन पेंट सर यू नो इट योरसेल्फ व्हाई यू हैव टू आस्क मी holding Tata Steel and blue chip tea. Let's have a look at Tata. This Tata Steel. Is it what Tata Steel? Let's have. Is yours Tata Steel or what? I am holding Tata Steel PP. What is PP? I don't understand. Okay, I think it is this stock. So he's holding Tata Steel PP at the price of 136. Uh, where is 136? This is 136. So it's somewhere over here. I would suggest hold on here, but you'll have to hold on for a year and a half. So you should be okay that way. So hold on for about a year and a half. You should be fine. Okay. Blue chip. Blue chip tea at in blue chip. I am only able to see this. I don't know what you're asking me at 136. I don't see any other blue chips for you. Seriously. The नाम इसका blue chip है क्या लेकिन ये blue chip तो नहीं लग रहा मुझे. Even in BSC it is this. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to overlook it. Yeah, because we've got very less time. Anup Doke, Marico is a hold. Praveen Mishra, let me have a look at HUL for you. Okay, HUL. Hindu Unilever. Yeah, let's have a look at it. कुछ नहीं पकड़ के रखो सर क्या प्रॉब्लम है हिंदुस्तान लीवर को पकड़ के रखो Praveen Mishra, please hold Hindustan Lever. It shouldn't be a problem. Anup Doke, Marico is a hold. What else? Kesar Petrol, I think I already gave an answer to it. So if you have missed out, you might want to go and look at the video again and you'll be able to help yourself. Shitish, you've been asking too many questions, huh? What's going on, boss? Losing too much money? Because I can understand you asking me one, two, three, four. I don't. I mean, if you are into a panic mode, is only when you ask me these questions. So that's why I say learn to understand how stock market works. Kotak Mahindra Bank is a hold. क्या problem है? It's a cool hold. Yeah, nothing to be worried about. Kotak Mahindra Bank is a hold. Yeah. Uh, I'm holding Tata Coffee for Chintan Sangvi for Tata Coffee. Let's have a look at Tata Coffee. Tata Coffee. Let's have a look at. Yeah, Tata Coffee keep on holding here. I'll tell you what is realistically going to happen in Tata Coffee. What is going to happen in Tata Coffee is that it's just going to keep on moving sideways. And while it does that, you won't make money. And because you're not making money, you're basically losing money. So that is what is going to happen. Tata Coffee is what is called as a personality stock. It's a erratic stock, and then you have to trade it in that manner. You have your to plan your exits and entries in a more precise manner. So yeah, will it lose money for you? Unlikely. Having from now onwards. So it is at about 95. So will it lose money from 95? Very low chances. Can it be possible? However, yes. Yeah, it is still possible. It can, on a on a very small percentile, it could actually move to the level of 65 from 95. Very very small percentile. Chances 5 or 10% chances. Possibility it is possible. Higher possibility it will just basically move between this band 95 to about 85. 85 to 95 to 80. 80 to 95 is a band. It will keep on moving for over a period of time, and that's how. If you like it, then that's how it is. Yeah. Uh, Recommended stocks by you, Nitin Jolly. If you want recommended stocks, there was a program called Automatic which was launched. You should have been a part of that program. I would have been given a recommendations to you. I don't give recommendations in the open. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can help you not to lose money. I can help you so that you guys are able to understand very what mistakes you're making. But if you want my recommendations to make money, then you need to come in formally. I'm not going to give offhand recommendation. I give it whenever I do give it. You need to hang around, but I won't specifically give it if somebody is asking for it. Talk about Yes Bank being rigged and the science behind it. Thanks, sir. Can you talk about Yes Bank? Siddharth Ramesh. Stocks about Yes Bank. Let's have a look at Yes Bank. Now, when I talk about Yes Bank and how Yes Bank is being this thing, I'm not going to explicitly go and explain it to you because, like I said, it is not in the purview. However, my students would be able to make some sense out of it. And I am all the people who are my students, I want you to focus on this area between 2016 and 2017. This is the area which I want you to focus. Okay, and 17, and again from 2017 to 2018. So this is the area. So this is one leg of it. If you guys have your trend sevens open, you guys should be able to have a look at it. Yeah. So this is one leg of it between May 10, 2017 to uh, December 23rd, 2016, and starting from here till here. And if you look at it and observe it in a manner, what I have explained to you guys and taught you guys, then it is a no-brainer. See, I'm basically talking from here to here and from here to here. It is a no-brainer that it was a rigged stock. And the reason why it was getting rigged, and I actually had made a statement to somebody about this. The reason why it is getting rigged is because they want to have a post-placement offer. So these things happen. So it has not been rigged by uh, people who are market players, but it is rigged by slightly bigger entities. Last time something like this happened was in 2002 by a bank called Global Trust Bank. So Global Trust Bank did something similar to this with the help of Ketan Parekh. So Ketan Parekh actually helped Global Trust Bank to rig up the stocks, and then it was a case, and yeah, Global Trust Bank was liquidated and stuff like that. So if anybody has been into that era, would know of it. This is 18 years back. A lot of you guys would not even know what stock market was. I was very very active then. So that has happened. So Siddharth Ramesh, will I go details into it? No, I won't. But this is where the rigging happened, and that is the reason why it happened. Kapil Bajaj, CAT. Yeah. So CAT. Let's have a look at it. CAT, it's in a zone where it can't further go down without, so the risk reward ratio then turns out to be extremely high for it. The if CAT is coming to the levels of, how do I say, the 900s and thousands, between 900 and 1000, then it is an extremely is a zone where it chances of it further going down is very very difficult. However, it is possible. So what would you do? I mean, just hold, because I don't think. I mean, if I were you, I would exit and move somewhere else. But you really don't have much choice there. Yeah. Okay, I'm taking the last one, and the last one goes to Mangesh Hase. So why am I typing his name? His name is TCS. You wanted TCS. All right, let me have a look. Just give me 1 second. TCS. मंगेश हंसे कहाँ पे हाँ इधर है TCS. This is the last one which I'm going to give. TCS is hold boss. पकड़ के रखो दोनों हाथ से क्या टेंशन है. Okay. Rohit Kaveri says eventually learned to be cool to such calls. Still listening to you always helps improve further. You are just listening. You are not learning anything. Stock market needs learning, not listening. Sir. Anyway, thank you so much, Rohit Kaveri, uh, for your compliments. Thank you, Chintan. Uh, Keshav Tiwari wants the name of the writer. The name of the writer is Nasim Nicholas Taleb, NNT. Go and read about it. Go and buy the book and then read it if you can get through it. All right, so I think this is where we're going to stop. I hope I have been able to do whatever I've been able to in one short hour, 1 hour's time, and I hope you have been able to get satisfactory answers out of it. We will upload this after recording this well and editing this well. We will upload it in some time. So if you guys want to go and have a look at it again and refresh it for yourself, it's available on my YouTube channel. So have fun, guys. Don't get stressed. Life is not about getting stressed. Stock market is a tool so that you enhance your life, not to pull your life down. All right. Well, thank you, and good night, and I'll see you guys again.